Hello ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Oh yes, and if this is your first time on my channel, on a video of mine, welcome. I have another channel as well. It's called Romie Whispers. It's my ASMR channel, and I do a lot of roleplay stuff. My most popular stuff is me, giving a haircut, if you will. But that's not what we're here to discuss right now. Ambitions. This is a new show on OWN, and who is it? Was it Will Packer is behind this one, if I'm not mistaken? And the first episode was good. It was good, and it was an hour full of what the heck is going on. And I love shows like that. I love when a show goes and gives you more than enough within the time used. I don't like the whole let's spend 10 minutes on just this one subject. No, this is what's happening. Here's potentially what's going on. A bunch of twists over here, but let's keep it moving. The pacing was great. This was the first episode. I'm sure I'll miss some stuff, so if there's anything that I missed that I don't mention, or maybe I just glanced by, please feel free. The show actually opened up with a sex scene. I said, now wait a minute now. Wait a minute now, what's going on here? See, I even have mine because I don't know the characters' names. Amara was with her husband, and the issue with that is apparently she's cheated on him in the past. That's essentially what I got. And she is making it sound like it happened just once, but they're having intimacy issues, which sucks because they're in a weird space. Her husband actually works for this big firm that Titus. So Titus is her husband, works for a big firm, and she changed the office, the law office that she was working for, because she had to. It was either go and stay where she was or come down there with him. Titus is in a weird space. You can tell that the company that he, like I said, works for is this huge pharmaceutical company, Mondo Pharmaceutical Company. Part of the issue is that it's like a double-edged sword. They support initiatives to avoid the opioid crisis, but they also make products that technically contribute to the crisis. And so he has this boss who is one of those people where it's like, okay, I'm not racist, I'm not a bigot, but I may do some stupid stuff in an attempt to connect with you / it almost feels like welcome to the good old boys club. That's what his boss kind of gives me, and not really liking it. And Titus isn't either, but I'm sure he's making great money repping that pharmaceutical company. Great money repping the pharmaceutical company. So that's essentially what's going on with the Hugh. For a moment, let's focus on Stephanie. Stephanie's a mess. We actually meet her in a dream. She's having this dream where her husband, who is played by, so Robin Gibbs on this show is married to Brian White. Again, this is on the show. She's technically Stephanie Lancaster, but she is a high-powered attorney. Her parents own this huge firm, and her father was a lawyer. Her ancestors were lawyers, so it's in her blood. She definitely comes off as pretentious and very driven, and I like her. She has a lot of edge, and it doesn't annoy me yet, but then again, this is only the first episode. Some of the things that happen that's gonna come to a head. We have this weird issue where her daughter, who I guess we'll talk about more throughout the season, she's dating this guy, and it's one of those arranged situations, not to be married, but her parents are already kind of talking. Like, they want her to marry this guy because it'll be great. It's like, he's a nice guy, right? He's a nice guy, right? And clearly she wasn't interested. Clearly she wanted to say something. At first I thought, oh no, did he do something? But we find out later, no, maybe it's not actually him. It still could be, but maybe it's not actually him. That's the issue in this situation. But her parents are already imposing on her how wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be fantastic if the Lancasters and the whatevers join forces, and it'd be like a little dynasty. But we move on from that for a little bit, because she wants to go, I think, and do acting and theater, but they want her to do law. They want her to be empowered, high and powerful. Speaking of powerful, Evan Lancaster, who, like I said, he's married to Stephanie, and you can tell that there's something off with their relationship. He is mayor, and I guess he recently was turned mayor. And it's funny because when Stephanie's talking to her dad at some point in the episode, her dad does not like Evan, but in the same fashion, she says, wait a minute, I only married him because you told me to, and he's the mayor, so you said make it work, essentially, and now you're trying to come at me because of what's going on with him, or that you don't like him? Are you kidding me? Anyway, Stephanie wants to take over her dad's company. She even went behind his back and tried to smooth some of the board members, and the board members weren't feeling her. They were playing along, but they went and talked back to the father. And so the father had to tell her, hey, I don't know what game you're playing, little girl, but let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. It's not going to work. And a little bit more backstory on this whole thing. Apparently, Stephanie and Amara were friends in college. And it seems like they were close friends. Maybe they even went to the same sorority, or were in the same sorority, which is great. The problem is that, why did that just buzz? The problem is that, like I was saying, the main issue is that she apparently took her man. And when I say that, I mean Amara took Stephanie's man, or at least that's how Stephanie sees it. And when they meet up later on at this function that's being run by Stephanie's family, you know, to help with the whole opioid crisis situation, raising money, that finally comes up. Now, a storyline that I felt like was almost kind of thrown in there that threw me off was, we have Rondell Lancaster, who apparently is Evan's sister, and she owns a shop, a restaurant, whatever you want to call it, and that's cool. The problem is there's this big real estate tycoon, we'll call Greg, who he is a douche. He is a douche, and there is something wrong with him. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on a couple of things himself, because when he went in there and he was talking to her and she was like, get out, get the bleep out. And she even had a knife. And he actually leaned forward, and the knife started to pierce him, and you could see blood on his shirt, and he wasn't backing down. I said, wait a minute, what is going on? Because I guess millions, maybe even billions, are riding on her selling her restaurant so that he can have the whole area, so that he can do this huge redevelopment program. So Greg, who knows Evan, is trying to pressure Evan into getting his sister to go and back off and just sell, so that he can go and be even richer than what he probably is. And I guess that he's probably an investor, or really helped Evan become mayor. And now it's you owe me, especially he'll want to say mayor. So what about re-election? It's thinking about all this crooked stuff just to go and get a title to possibly make a difference. It's too much. It's way too much. When Titus and Stephanie were confronted with each other, because apparently they're going to be the legal representation from each of their companies, dealing with this whole matter of the lawsuit that Stephanie's company is mounting against, or maybe her client's mounting against the company that Tice works for. That's when it obviously was confirmed that they had a relationship, and when they went in for a hug, it almost looked like they were going to kiss, and it seemed like he may have been more open to it than she was, and she was like, you know what, no. Later on in the episode, we see that she even fantasizes about him, and at first we thought that it was him there, but when he left his wife, not left his wife as in left her, but left to go somewhere, she was just fantasizing about him. She still wants him. She doesn't like her husband. There's also a couple other characters that I said, okay, why are they here? Until I figured out why. It's a mess. Why I tell you all this is such a mess. Bella, or I believe her name is Bella, or Perla. I'm not sure which one it is yet, but there is a woman who is in their circle, and I didn't remember if it was Stephanie's friend or if it was someone that they just know, but her husband, as in Evan, Stephanie's husband, is cheating on Stephanie with this girl. I said, oh Lord Jesus, we're doing too much. We're doing too much. Doing too much. Too much. Too much. And I love it. Love every moment of it. Oh, this show's good. The music was good. The visuals were good. I guess we can move forward to this fundraiser. And here at the fundraiser, this is where we meet Tice's boss's family, including his daughter, who is a part of marketing. And she was talking about her job, and Tice was kind of looking at her like, okay, what you do is, oh, all right, but I don't know. Apparently she knows Stephanie's daughter, and Stephanie's daughter, I guess she's at the very least bisexual, maybe even a full blown, maybe even a lesbian, because the daughter was like, you know what, you're badgering me about what my company and what my dad does and all of that, and selling pharmaceuticals that actually help people, but you're not honest. You're not real with your family about what you really like and what you really want. And I said, ooh. And then she goes and she doesn't really kiss the girl. She goes and kind of licks her lip. I said, what the never seen this in my whole life. What is going on here? I said, what? I said, what? What? But, because this happened in the bathroom, anyone could have walked in, Lord. Even gives her phone number and said, you know, when you want to be honest with someone. I said, wait a minute, what? Did they go to an all-girls school and some information came out? I don't know. What I do know is that Stephanie's family did the fundraiser. They raised a lot of money. While that was going on, they raised $500,000. Tice's boss came and said, you know what? Because we definitely want to aid in helping people that were affected with the misuse and all that of opioids, we're donating $500,000. So basically, the half that you brought in all these people to raise, I'm just going to go match that, and I'm going to look like the good guy, and it's going to be conflicting. And it took the shine away from Stephanie's mom and what she was doing. And also Stephanie had to talk to Tice and said, did you set that up? Was that because of you? He said, yeah. I didn't tell him to go and do that to your mom, but we definitely were going to make sure that we donate money to something like this. Are you kidding me? It's game on. And Stephanie was having a little banter with Amara, who was actually talking to Rondell, and they're just introducing themselves, because Amara had to leave the conversation with Tice's boss, and that ignorant wife that was like, oh, it was so good that you went and you were able to go and pull yourself up by the bootstraps and make your family proud. I'm thinking, first of freaking all you can say is, wow, that's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. What do you do? Not, oh, wow, look at you. And mind you, Amara almost lost out on an opportunity because she wasn't trying to go against Stephanie at work. And her boss was like, come on, this would be huge for me. This would be huge for you. Like, what's going on? What ends up happening is Amara goes and calls her boss and tells her boss, hey, why don't you go and take that deal? Because, yeah, it's a situation where why is she going to be loyal to someone who is not loyal to her or actually doesn't really like her? I mean, and I think that's an important thing in life. So we actually end things off a little weird because Stephanie had an argument with her husband because he kind of got a little jealous. He definitely seems controlling, but they don't like each other. They're just staying together, and he knows it, she knows it. How it all actually ends is he was going and belittling her and saying, you know, you and your emotional issues and all of that, and you know, if you were so big and bad and important, you should have been able to save your younger sister, because that's another plot line. Stephanie originally had a nightmare that I think it was like, was it her daughter that was actually overdosed, or maybe that was actually her sister? I don't remember. And her husband then went and was about to shoot her. In this flip, she takes out her gun to shoot him after he said basically that she should have been able to save her sister if she was so big and bad and important. She said, listen to me, I don't care about how a relationship is. If you ever say something like that to me ever again, I will do this. I don't care that you're the mayor. I'll figure it out. Trust me. I said, oh, okay. Titus and Amara, like I said, they have issues because he's not over the fact that she cheated, and he's trying to support her and she's supporting him. They're trying to make it work. We'll see if any of these couples last. The show actually ends with a scene with the woman who, like I said, I think she actually knows Stephanie. She is sleeping with Evan, like I said. And Rondell, I don't know if she's going to be killed or if she's just going to be beaten up, because I believe his name is Greg, was threatening her and saying, hey, you better go and sell to me quickly or else something's going to happen to you. And then he even told Evan, your sister better sell to me or else something's going to happen. It's too much. It's just way too much. Because then someone comes into her place of business and does something. We don't know what yet. Next week we will. All right, please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week. Remember, check out my other channel, Romie Reviews ASMR, as well as my other videos throughout the week or past ones. Just subscribe, hit the notification bell. Come on.